but I am excited today. I am going to be giving you guys 5 traits of under earners. Okay, so the past couple of calls, the past couple of podcast episodes, we have been covering the secrets of six-figure women. And right now I'm reading a book. If you guys are brand new and just tuning in, I am reading a book called Secrets of Six-Figure Women. It has been very insightful. And the purpose of this book is to offer insight, hope, and guidance to all of you that, aspire to earn more. And if you guys are aspiring to earn more, drop a 1 in the chat. I want to know who in here is aspiring to earn a little bit more this year for 2022. I know I am. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm reading this book. But regardless of how little you're currently making, or if you're already close to it, this opportunity, these calls, they're for us to hear from other people that are interviewed in this book that have earned more. And in the first episode that I talked to you guys about, these women earned up to $7 million in a year. And I know that's something that I have a goal to reach in my lifetime. But now today we are going to look at the traits of under earners. So get a pen and paper out. If you are driving, this is going to be recorded, so you do not have to take notes while you are driving. Or if you're not in a space where you can take notes, this is going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel at Kat from Kauai. The live stream will be posted on there, or you guys can tune in to my podcast at Life with Kat. I had technical difficulties. I still haven't posted last week's call, but I will be doing that. And last week we really emphasized on abundance and the last 4 or 5 secrets of income earners. And again, the secrets of income earners, the high income earners, I will repeat it really quick in case you guys haven't been able to get that down. But number 1 is financial success is possible in almost any field, and a lack of education doesn't have to hold you back. Number 2, working hard doesn't mean working all the time. Number 3, focus on fulfilling your values rather than your financial gain. And number 4, loving what you do is much more important than what you do. And number 5, feel the fear, have doubt, and go for it anyway. And number 6, high earners think in terms of trade-offs, not sacrifices, to find a workable equilibrium. And number 7, sometimes you just have to shrug it off and have a good laugh. And then number 9 is appreciate abundance. So those are 9 secrets of high income earners that we went over on the last 2 episodes, the last 2 calls that we did. And now we need to know a little bit more about the under earners, right? And I know that I have been in this position more of my life than not, but I have 5 traits for you guys for under earners. And then on Wednesday, I will go over 4 more. So there's 9 in total, and we will be covering 5 of them today. So drop a 5 in the chat if you are ready to hear those traits of under earners. And I think this is a really good insight for all of us to look at, so that we can switch what we're currently doing if we do feel like we are fitting under these traits, because you're one decision away from changing your life. But first we need to be aware of the decisions that we need to be making. All right. So the first trait that I have for you guys for under earners is that number 1, under earners have a high tolerance for low pay. Under earners have a high tolerance for low pay. Okay, so under earners, they consistently accept low paying jobs, or jobs that pay less than what they need. And most of the time they do it for freedom. I know when I was serving tables, I told myself it's for freedom. I have flexibility, right? And there was a woman in this book that was interviewed, and she was in a workshop with the author, and she made a living doing minimal jobs, like gardening, babysitting, house painting. And she told the author, I always thought that if I took a high salary paying job, I'd be locked in to long hours, right? She said, I'd have to give up my freedom, but she was still sitting there complaining about working nonstop, always working. She said that's all she does. And high earners, they make sure that they're well compensated for their time at work. And it rarely dawns on them, or it rarely dawns on an under earner to set higher sights for their high salary. Okay. Whereas high earners, they normally lean more towards a lucrative field, or they strive, for the steeper end of the earning curve. And under earners, they usually can't even believe and can't even imagine themselves making a great ideal of money. Like I know people that have told me, like, I can't even imagine making $20,000 a month. And that's exactly like where the breaking point is. Like, if you can't even imagine it, if you can't even believe it, you're not even going to work towards it. The way you show up is going to be completely different if you do believe that you can make a high salary. And you're going to be more willing to think in terms of trade-offs versus sacrifices. You're going to be willing to put in the work towards what you want to do because you believe that you will, be able to earn a higher salary. And if you guys, I don't know how many of you get your lashes done. Drop an eye emoji in the chat if you get your lashes done. I've been getting my lashes done for probably at least 5 years, no doubt. I've been getting my lashes done for at least 5 years, eyelash extensions. And throughout my time of seeing different eyelash techs, one thing that I've noticed is that all of them have different prices. Every single one. I've gotten my lashes done by someone that charged $80 for a full set and $40 for a fill. I've gotten charged $150 for a full set and $90 for a fill. I know people charge $250 to get their lashes done, and they're all the same service, right? The difference, $300 for individuals. Jiminy Christmas. All right. So the difference is that they're able to have the confidence to ask for more. That's really all that is. And half the time, the girl that's doing my lashes for $80 sometimes does a better job than the girls that charge $150 and $200. I'm like, and I'm not going to go tell her, why aren't you charging me more? Right? Hopefully she's on this call so she can get the insight to up her prices. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But it's crazy how people of the same profession, one will charge more than the other, right? So higher earners, they lean more towards the higher end of the learning curve. And if you're on this call and you own a business and you get to set your own prices, whether it's Etsy, whether it's eyelashes, whether it's nails, don't be afraid to up your prices. And if you're in a position where you feel like you're not worth it, and I'm going to go into it, give yourself more education to become better at what you're doing. All right. So some of the under earners in this book that were also interviewed, they said it never occurred to them that they could earn more. And the author, she asked a handful of under earners why they don't look for something else, right? Let's say you're a librarian. Let's say you're a teacher, right? You can't really you can't really charge the kids more money to come to school if you're in public school or private school, right? But you could start teaching something on Zoom and charge more for something that you're teaching on Zoom, right? We're in such a big shift in the world right now where people are, I listen to Bob Heilig. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he said he did free Zoom calls for 6 months. And then he hosted a webinar and made like $200,000 on that webinar. And it was an hour-long training. And it was just from teaching people on Zoom, right? So know that you can ask for more. Know that there are ways for you to charge for the value that you have to offer. And when the author asked these under earners, why don't they go and find something else? Why don't you go find something else to go and earn more money? They all had a string of excuses that flew her way. And they sounded like, I just hired a new assistant. I need to train him. I want to oversee all of the new programs I put into place. A 50-year-old said, someday I'll find something else at 50 years old, right? And a teacher simply sighed and said, I just don't want to have to go back to school or start at the bottom somewhere and struggle my way up. And then another person said, which really struck to me in the book, said, the eye sees only what the mind is able to comprehend. So we first need to be able to comprehend that we have the ability to earn more. And to a nail, the whole world is a hammer, right? And to an under earner, the whole world is a limitation. So we don't want to be looking at the world like everything is a limitation. And if you're constrained by visions or worst case scenarios, or if you're justified by all of these logical reasons why you can't do more and earn more, you can't even fathom the possibility of doing any better. Okay, so the first trait is that under earners have a high tolerance for low pay. Number two, under earners underestimate their worth. And that's what I was getting into. So under earners underestimate their worth. So I pray that all of you on this call realize your worth while we're here. And if you don't see it right now, just keep coming back. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna make it happen. But you know, women have a tendency to undervalue themselves, which is exactly what keeps so many of us from reaching our potential. It keeps us beneath our potential because we have that tendency to undervalue ourselves. And in a series of well-documented studies at various universities, women consistently paid themselves significantly less than men for, you know, a laboratory task, regardless of their previous income. And some psychologists say that the reason is what they call depressed entitlement effect. And this effect refers to a minority group's tendency to devalue itself compared to the society's elite group. And this is how disadvantaged groups rationalize their low status. So on Instagram, for everyone asking about the book, it's called The Secrets of Six-Figure Women. But getting back into the word today, women see advantages held by the privileged group, which is men, and no matter how unfair, they just consider the situation that's given. They just accept that that's just the way it is. And women accept lower wages simply because they presume that they deserve less. So the second trait of under earners is simply that they just underestimate their worth. They don't see their value, and they just accept the fact that that's just the way it is. And I really want all of us to know that that's not the way that it has to be. And we all have value and we all have worth. We all have worth and we all have value to go out and offer. So number three, the third trait, is that under earners are willing to work for free. How many of you have given a service away for free? Right? How many of you have done a friend's makeup for free? How many of you have done someone's hair for free? Right? One of your friends asks you, hey, do you think you can do my makeup? And you're afraid to even tell them, even ask for $15. You ask for $15, they have, if they don't go to you, they're gonna have to go pay $100 at Sephora or at Ulta. Right? And so many of us we were working for free. And under earners, they regularly give away their time, their knowledge, and their skills for nothing. They'll work at no charge without even thinking twice about it. And most of the time, they don't even realize that they're doing it. And high earners, they're more adamant about putting a price tag on their work. So it's not that, high earners aren't going to volunteer for worthy causes. That's a whole separate matter from earning a living. But there was a six-figure woman. There's a story in the book where a six-figure woman was asked to go and speak at an event. And it was focused on girls and money. Okay. So she was asked to go to an event and speak about girls and making money. Okay. And she said that this was a for-profit event, but when she told them her speaking fee, when she told them how much she charged to go and make to go and speak, they told her, what fee? We can't pay you a fee. And she straight up told them that she couldn't do it then. Right. And she added, like, it's not right to ask women to have economic empowerment and not even practice it yourself. Like you want her to go and speak at an event about women and money, but you're not willing to pay her the money to go and speak about it. And I remember listening to a podcast with Mel Robbins. And if you guys are familiar with Mel Robbins, she's a motivational speaker, and she went to a speaking event as well. And she went and asked one of the women that were speaking at the same event that she was speaking with. They went up to Mel and they asked her, how much are you getting paid? How much did they pay you to come and speak? And Mel looked at her. She's like, wait, they're paying you to speak on this stage? And Mel just said yes. Mel didn't even think about asking for a fee. And this was way back in the day. Now this girl, that one lesson really helped her in her career. But she was at this speaking event and she didn't even think to ask them to pay her. She didn't even know they were paying other people. And simply because she didn't ask them to pay her, they didn't pay her. The other women that were speaking, they asked them. Those women told them what their fee was. And if you guys are in a situation where, you're afraid to ask someone to pay you, if someone asks you for your services, simply ask them, yes, simply say, yes, of course, what's your budget? Right? If you're just starting out and you're afraid to ask people for pay, ask them, what's your budget? Like when social media accounts message me and ask me to post their products, I ask them, what's your budget? Because I know my value. I know my worth. I know if I post this stuff, people are going to go and buy it. People have told me, I'll send you a free razor if you post about our razor. I don't want to get paid in product. Right? So if you guys are out there and someone's asking you for your service, just simply ask them, what's your budget? All right. And if you've been doing it for a long time, let them know your fee. But if you're working up towards your confidence of creating a fee for yourself and you don't even know how to ask these people to pay you, just simply ask them what their budget is. Okay, so value your knowledge, value the knowledge that you have. Most people don't even have the confidence to charge people. And continuing to give your time away creates a self-perpetuating downward spiral of diminishing self-worth. And I'm here to tell you guys, you are all worthy. The fact that you're even here today pouring into yourself so that you can add more knowledge to yourself, put a price tag on it. Okay, so the first three traits of under earners that we explained were: number one, under earners have a high tolerance for low pay. Number two, under earners underestimate their worth. And number three, under earners are willing to work for free. Number four, under earners are lousy negotiators. Right? So how many of you are good at negotiating? I became good at negotiating because I watched my mom do it all my life. But funny story, when I moved into my apartment, they wanted a $16,000 down payment for me to move in here. And I remember talking to one of my friends, telling them like what the down payment was that they asked me to pay. And he was like, everything is negotiable, right? He's like, just ask them for the price that you want to pay. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you can negotiate anything. And and they told I told my apartment complex, I was like, I brought it down $6,000. All right. So everything is negotiable, and you are like, so many people pay for things that they don't even need to pay for. They brought it down $6,000. So I saved myself $6,000 for moving in. And under earners, they're reluctant to ask people for more. So in that situation, I was asking to pay less, and that helped me save more money. But under earners, they're reluctant to ask for more, whether it's to increase their fees or to request a raise. So for some people, it never even crosses their mind to even ask for more. But more often, under earners, they hold back because they're too scared. How many of you are scared to ask for more? Or how many of you are scared to ask for people to charge you less? And I'm not telling you can go into a restaurant or go into a corporate retail store and tell them, hey, I want to pay less for this H&M shirt, right? But if you can learn to negotiate, or if you can just build up the courage to negotiate, you're going to see a difference in the money that you're making. So but for some, it never even crosses their mind to ask. But more often, under earners, they hold back simply because they're just too scared, right? So some of the things that the under earners said in this book was, what if I raise my prices and they laugh in my face? Who do I think I am to ask for more? I don't want to make people mad, so I undercharge. And asking for more, it's no picnic in the park for high earners either. But they do it anyway. And it's hard for most women in all income brackets to demand more. And high earners, they might not like it, but they do it. And that's how six-figure women get to where they are. They do what they're afraid to do. And that was the fifth secret of high income earners that we talked about last week. All right. So become a better negotiator. And the last trait that I have for you guys today, under earners practice reverse snobbery. So under earners, they tend to have a particularly negative attitude, especially towards the people who have the money. Many people will tell you they don't like rich people. How many of you have heard people down talk the Kardashians? I'll put them on and my mom's like, why do you always want to watch them show off their stuff? And I don't think they're showing off. When I look at them, I'm like, I can't wait to be there. When I watch them, I'm like, that's the kind of house that I want to have. That's how I'm going to organize my cookies, right? So under earners, they have a negative attitude toward people that are earning a lot of money. And many people will tell you that they don't like the rich. There was a survey that was taken in this book, and 2,300 people over the age of 18 believe that people who have a lot of money are greedy, insensitive, and feel superior. I remember Elon Musk had a tweet on Twitter. I don't know when he posted it, but I saw it a couple months ago. And someone made a comment saying, if Elon Musk donated X amount of money, he would end world hunger. And he said to send him the proof of where the money would go, and he would do it in a heartbeat. Right? So people are just constantly like hating on people that make a lot of money. But if you look at people that are high earners, they give away a lot of money. They are the people that are funding a lot of charities. They're the ones that are giving away a lot of money. So the people that were asked about high income earners, they often said people with money are unhappy, selfish, stressed. That's their belief of people that are high earners. That's the belief of under earners towards people that are high earners. Okay. And when the author asked the high earners, what do they think about people that make a lot of money? They responded, they're just people, they're free, they work hard, right? So part of the shift to earning a higher amount of income is changing the attitude you have regarding abundance. And that's what we talked about on Friday. And the irony is that few people work harder or obsess more about money, or rather the lack of, than under earners do. Under earners obsess about money more than high earners. And to end this off with you guys, there's an artist, his name is Willem de Kooning, and he remarked, the trouble with being poor is that it takes up all of your time. Right? So either or, you're going to be working hard. And what we've learned about high earners in the past couple of days is that they work less and earn more. They've been able to double their earnings by working less. But of course, they put in a lot of work in the beginning of building what they want to build. All right, so I hope this added value to you guys. I do have a prayer that I want to share with all of you. If you guys are not religious, you will not hurt my feelings if you don't stay on. But I do want to say a prayer for all of you guys to help you guys understand your purpose. And I pray that God helps you understand your purpose. So I'm going to close this out with a prayer, and we'll have a great rest of our day. So here we go. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for the gift of life. I lift up all the people that have come on this call, and I lift up all the people that are watching the recording to you. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for our purpose. May you reveal to all of these people what their purpose is and why you created them. Show them what this life is worth living. I pray that all of the people that came on today to hear me speak, I pray that they're all gaining new skills, and I pray that they are passionate about the work that they do. Holy Spirit, please show all of these women and the men that decided to come on today how to fulfill their purpose. Reveal to all of them what their gifts are and show them how you can use them to bless others and build up your kingdom. Satisfy their hearts and help them to be content. Inspire them to always look to the future and give them hope in the plans that you have for them, Lord. I always pray that they would be hopeful for their businesses and for their success. And I pray that they understand the significance that their businesses have and that their purpose has on their lives and the lives around them. I pray against the feelings of unworthiness towards all of these people, Lord. I pray against feelings of inadequacies, and I pray against fear and insecurity for all of these people. I pray that everyone on this call and everyone listening to this podcast and the recording on YouTube, that they never wrestle with depression. And I pray that they never are consumed by negative thoughts that try to convince them that their life does not matter. Provide encouragements and affirmations daily to them, Lord. Remind them that you created them with extraordinary purpose. Send them encouragement and affirmation today. Remind them that you created them with extraordinary purpose. I pray that everyone that's listening right now knows confidently what their purpose is, and you have fully equipped them to carry out that purpose. And everyone said, amen. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys on Wednesdays. If this is your first time tuning into this call, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will be pouring into you guys at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We were 10 minutes late today, and I apologize for that. But I love you guys to the moon and back, and I cannot wait to see you guys put your visions into reality.